Dermott, long pass ahead. Matthews flipped it up for Marner. Mitch Marner centering. Hyman to the net, scores! Zach Hyman on a great pass.
Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of The Breakdown. Today we're going to look at the latest Toronto Maple Leafs masterpiece. I think even if you're not a Leafs fan, you'll love just taking a look at how many little special plays happen within one play that takes all of 6 seconds and 3 passes. So let's dive in together and we'll just walk through it and see what we see. One thing I learned from my time working with Sheldon Keefe and the Toronto Marlies is, well, obviously their systems play. That was something the video coach does, and one of the systems we would talk about is a set breakout. One thing that they like to do, particularly with the skill sets that they have on their team, is to run forwards all the way back into their zone to help build speed. So this is called a double swing left. So right now you've got Mitch Marner and Zach Hyman swinging low in the zone. Marner's job here is going to be to cut up and through the middle of the neutral zone, while Hyman's job is to come out of this swing and stay on the left wall. As you can see, Dermott has an option there in the corner if he just needs to make a lateral pass. And then stretching way up up the ice right now is Austin Matthews. So first I want to talk about the Dallas Stars because we need to understand where they're at to really understand how this all breaks down. So just going to point at the screen here. Right now, the Dallas Stars are in perfect coverage. They would know the Toronto Maple Leafs set breakout. And what they would do is they want a player above all the Leafs players. So right now you have a guy above Dermott. You have a guy above the other defenseman, you have a guy above Hyman, you got a guy above Marner, and then obviously Matthews has a guy with him. And that's the entire job of the Dallas defense here, is to stay above your respective guy. The guy in front of the net for Travis Dermott would want to steer him away from his forehand side. So he's trying to flush him out on his backhand, because if Dermott can take one step, his sticks to the middle, he can make an easier pass. So he's trying to flush him out that way. As you can see, Dermott has the whole play in front of him there in great vision, and everyone is pulled out of the middle of the ice to make that stretch pass, which is generally a pass. If you look right now, Toronto doesn't have a huge advantage. There would be no reason you would think to make that pass, but you'll see why Dermott makes the decision to make that pass in just a second as we get a little bit more into this. So Travis Dermott takes a step and slides over to his right. He makes a pass on his forehand to Austin Matthews, who's going to collect this pass in really what's not really a dangerous area of the ice. He might tip this puck in usually. Most teams would do that, and it would be a pretty harmless play, but what he does is collect this pass, and Marner is headed the opposite direction. And so he uses that open ice to make a little spot pass. And we're going to talk more about that pass because, come on, that's a pretty special play right here. Marner enters the zone there, and Heiskanen is staring at the puck, as you would understand, because Marner has it. It's a quick spinorama from there. Hyman has beat his guy up the ice. He slides it through Ben Bishop's 5-hole. No big deal. The next things that we're going to look at is basically head position on a lot of these guys. Mitch Marner glancing back to get a sense of what's behind him. And that's one thing he does so well. And it's tough to teach, but he has, it's almost like a 360-degree vision. That's an exaggeration. He's not an owl, but he's pretty darn close. He's able to see all over the ice, so he takes a look at what's around him. And as he breaks out, he realizes what's ahead. And this, to me, is kind of where this goal happens, because Travis Dermott is standing behind the net with the puck, and not a lot's happening. He's just standing there, but he's calling for him to make that stretch pass. He's saying, send it to Matthews. I like what we've got here. He's been able to assess the situation from within the situation. So he calls for Dermott to make the pass. Dermott makes a little lean to the forehand side. Look where that puck is, on the left-hand side of the net. And then it's this step and slide, to me, that is so special. He's pulled that over like 2 feet in a split second, just beyond the back of the net to where he's able to make that stretch pass, and it just sneaks by and gets to Austin Matthews, who, I mean, this play right here you should try this. You should go on the ice and collect a pass while skating one direction and try to make a backhand sauce pass that it's almost like walking down an up escalator, because this puck doesn't really go anywhere. He's skating one direction, he makes a sauce pass moving that way, and the puck travels like a couple of feet back, but because of the direction he's moving. But to get that elevated and to get enough on it to put it where he did, it's cheeky, it's slick, it's smart. And then the next most special thing is Mitch Marner here. This frame right here is the only time he knows what's going on around him. It's the only time he shoulder checks back. This is his look at Zach Hyman. So what he has to do here is he has to take a snapshot of where Hyman is in relation to the player that Hyman is. He has to know how the breakout is unfolding to where Hyman could be, because there's not another moment between here and when the play is made, the pass is made, that he's able to look again. And that's it. He just has to, it's not a guess because he's looked. So like he's looking out of the periphery of his periphery to have some sense that Hyman might have a step. This is very much a play that when you're in the press box watching the game and you're above it all, you go, oh, he's got Hyman, does he know? And 99% of players don't know and can't see it. It's Marner's vision that makes that so special. And then, I mean, the pass is right on his tape and Hyman puts it in basically the only place he can. With Ben Bishop sliding over. I mean, Ben Bishop is a wall there and it's got his stick just a little bit off the ice, so great finish from Hyman to complete the whole special play. So just to slow this down again, I want to emphasize how good Dallas's defense is on this because there's no one that really gets in bad body position except for Pavelski, who loses Hyman up the ice. Lindell's still got Marner. He makes him turn up. He's getting a stick on him. Maybe you can argue he could try to get stick on puck, but he's still playing pretty good defense. Heiskanen could have come back, seeing that Pavelski was beat maybe, but it's not necessarily his job in this situation. Pavelski's the only guy to me who truly ends up on the wrong side of a body, and that's obviously this play here where he's chasing Zach Hyman and still he's within a step of him. But that's what's so good about the Toronto Maple Leafs right now is it's not that they're 10 times faster than the next team or that they do things that other teams can't do. They just seem to find themselves that little bit better on the right side of plays offensively. Matthews to make that little chip to Marner to have the vision to see Hyman, and then Hyman to be able to collect it and work hard enough up ice to beat Pavelski. That's what ends up making this goal. That's why they score there, and one of the reasons the Toronto Maple Leafs are scoring a lot of goals these days. All right, guys, that's been another edition of The Breakdown. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, subscribe to Sportsnet's YouTube channel. You can hit me up on Twitter at JT Bourne, and if you see any other plays like this that you'd like me to take a closer look at, make sure to fire them my way. Thanks a lot.